So, okay, so fix my hair. So, what's up, guys? It's currently 1:46 a.m. and I just want to tell you guys a little bit about myself for those who have joined and are interested in what I'm doing. But um, it's been a crazy 21 years of living. Um, I've experienced a lot in terms of relationships, uh, family, um, just growing up as a kid. And, I guess I could just take you back from really the beginning, and a lot of it comes from middle school because I grew up, you know, um, my parents let me be free. They let me have my own mind. They let me be free of my own thoughts. And, they were never controlling. As, they would make sure that I was good kid, and, stuff like that. Um, but other than that, they made me, like, go out or, just do what you want to do, like, but, be smart. And I was like that. I learned from an early age to, like, what is right and wrong. So throughout middle school, I was just doing my thing. And once I got to high school, um, I had my first girlfriend when I was in middle school. It was eighth grade. And it was she was awesome. She was awesome. But you know, I didn't know how to date at that time. And well, that ended up us, like, departing from each other. When we were eighth grade. Then it goes into high school. High school was a little weird at the beginning. Like, my freshman year, I had no idea who anyone was. I had to meet everyone. But through the years of growing to now, um, in the high school, or excuse me, college, um, I needed to know what I wanted to do. I never knew what, you know, any of this mental stuff was, because I never had that. I was never like a depressed person. I didn't know what it was like to feel sad or really like anything like that. I was pretty normal. A lot of people were kind of weird sometimes. Like, the kids were just kind of interesting, and I always. But in that sense, um, you know, I was just like, I was like an adult at a very young age. Like, it was weird. I just, and then, I go to college, but, I was in this relationship with this girl. Well, we were dating for about a year and a half, but we've known each other for like 2.5 years. So technically, we were dating. Um, and, you know, we moved on from each other because I wasn't mentally there. That's when the first, like, bipolar kind of hit for me. Um, because I was moving to college, which I was going to be by myself. I was going to move on to, my life. And, I had to make, this was it. This was my decisions. I mean, from now on, I'm moving out of my house, going to college. Like, from then on is like, it's just me, you know what I mean? And, I didn't know who I wanted to be. I didn't know anything that I wanted to do. I was still just a kid, just going to the gym and, hanging with friends. Like, that's it. Um, but the reason why her and I broke up for 2.5 years was because I wasn't mentally there. Um, I had this ego thing. I don't know what it was, because that's when it clicked. When I wanted to do entrepreneur and start a business and lead a young generation into the light, and build everything from what I've built now on. And I saw myself in the future, rich, successful, And for her, it was like, um, I didn't, you know, she understood what I wanted to do, but she wasn't like willing to be a part of it in a way. Like she liked my ideas, she liked what I was doing, but like something felt off. That's when I was able to experience like that spirituality between with someone that you hold, and spirit spirit is a real thing. Connectivity is a real thing, and it can ruin someone and it can hurt someone. And I had this ego thing with it, and I was like just messed up in the head, you know, because I wanted to be successful. I wanted to create a family, and and you know, uh, I wouldn't say she was holding me back, but she was still attached with her family, and I was gone. I was free, from my family, because they let me go to college, but for her, she wanted to stay at home after graduation from high school or graduating from high school, and so that's what created that like separation between us, um, and we ended up breaking up, and it was rough. That was the first time I actually felt depressed, scared, because I gave her everything that I had. And when she left, I was by myself. I was in college by myself. I had no friends like that. And when she left me, I was by myself. And it was scary because that was the first time I actually felt alone in this world. Um, and I understand why she did that, because I would get frustrated and would hurt her feelings because I wasn't mentally there, and I feel bad, um, because I ruined that. But that was the time where I was evolving, you know, where I really understood how humans work and what we were meant to be. We were meant to create and evolve, right? And that's when it hit me. That's when I decided to create and design everything that I'm doing up to this point. I want to create. I want to create. I want to build an ecosystem for the world, for the next generation to become to become to be able to you have to be able to control your mind. You have to be able to control your mind in a world that is full of lies, full of chaos, and understand that you have a soul which was meant to build and create. That's the whole point. That was the day that it changed for me, and I'm going to continue to do that because we as humans need to evolve, create, and manifest the things that we want. And being able to do that in a world that's being controlled and manipulated now, we are the creators. We are the creators of this world. We hold it all. They're taking, we need to be able to control our minds, to be able to control our hearts, to love, because even if we were to die, as long as you were able to raise energy, to raise frequency, you can manifest that stuff. It's all through symbolism, belief, and ontology, which is just the study of is. Everything is here for a reason, for us to evolve, for us to grow and expand our world, and to understand how can we push past that, right? You pray at night, or you worship something, and you're able to leave your physical body through your conscious mind into a world that only you can get to through astral projection. And that's something that they don't want to teach you. So as I continue to grow my brand and to attract people into the community, I will teach them how to be a part. And we again, to create clothes, to create music, to create restaurants for people to come in and again join the community. I've specifically designed my name Ali for a specific reason, and Ali Vester as well, to become the next biggest brand. And I just need to get this out because it's just something that I want to say and vlog for you guys to understand why, even where I come from and who I am and what really was the click. But we're starting the 2026 year, and we're going to continue to build everything. But love, continue to love.